And we should be live. TGO, can you hear me?
Cannot hear you at all.
Welcome back.
Yeah, yeah. Happy New Year to everybody and to you.
Yeah, right. We have now officially been doing these far too long.
How
So,
long is this? How long have we been doing this now?
oh boy, uh, a little over 2 years, right around 2 years, something like that.
Okay, so this is we're starting to work on going to year three. Is that
Yeah,
how this is working now?
yeah. We're treating this as just a special episode. This is not a return or a full episode. We still haven't set a return date yet.
No.
But this is just a spoiler episode.
Very special spoiler episode.
Yes, it's special because we actually have some Game of Thrones 2.0 spoilers instead of Star Wars
Whoa!
spoilers.
Throwing out a curveball today.
Oh, we kid. It's Star Wars spoilers. I don't think FFG
Man.
trusts us with 2.0 Game of Thrones spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, considering neither of us play it, I mean, I'm sure that doesn't help our cause.
Hey, I will champion just about any product.
I mean, if they want to throw some X-Wing or Conquest spoilers, I'm all about that.
Imperial Salt spoilers.
Yeah, you play that.
I would
You can
use
fill
the
me in
word
on some
play very
details.
loosely there. I would. Do I
Or
own all the product? Yes.
you put the miniatures on the table and move them around,
Yes.
and you
The
paint
thing
them.
is, I'm really good at buying the product. I'm really bad at rolling the dice for that game.
Cursed dice.
But I don't think people want to hear us discuss dice rolling. I assume people want to hear some spoilers.
Yeah, I bet they do. I think we should make them wait another 45 minutes before we start giving them. No.
It's very interesting because there's been a lot of things to discuss, but we just want to do spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why get bogged down with all the other stuff? Let's just talk about spoilers.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Are you ready to start?
Sure.
All right, here we go. I don't know. It takes a minute for your. You can see the screen though, right?
I see the screen, but I've got my own spoilers on my phone.
All right, so I'll set the spoiler live. I will wait for it to appear on your screen for you to discuss, so that way we know everybody's on the same page.
Okay.
All right, so spoiler number one.
Waiting. Waiting. Still waiting.
The suspense.
Oh, sector lockdown.
Sector lockdown.
So
So
we got a TIE bomber doing its thing.
yes, this is obviously a scum and villainy resource.
Clearly, clearly.
Decided we'd have some fun today with some spoilers.
So we've got some TIE bombers doing a bombing run, and
Mm-hmm.
we've got Pantsig questioning if it's fighters. Oh, the drama. Yes, that's just the top half of the card. FFG didn't send us half spoilers. We got the whole spoiler. Apparently it's Pants YG or
So
Yig. I don't know.
this is a Navy objective with only one resource. It's not the almost standard two resource for Navy. And should we go ahead and reveal the text?
Yeah, yeah, go for it.
All right. Here's the text. You want to read that out whenever you're ready?
I'm waiting for it to come up, but I'm assuming if it's the same as what I've got. It says, while this objective is undamaged, each player cannot play copies of a unit. Oh, I'm sorry. Each player cannot play copies of unit cards that are in his discard pile.
Yeah,
What?
that's quite the lockdown.
Yeah, I mean you discard a Luke to an edge battle. You know, and he's not coming back for, well, at least until this is damaged. So
Yeah, I feel like Navy needed more objectives that were amazing while they're undamaged.
I mean, because I don't think they have enough now. You know, enforced loyalty comes to mind.
Yeah.
Imperial blockade.
Now, it should be noted this is not an indoor trait.
It's El Rude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's El Rude? Where's
So,
that at?
yeah, it's probably from something EU, I would imagine. So, I mean, personally, I like the card quite a bit. I mean, it's going to see play, right? You can lock down, like you pointed out, Luke's and Yoda's and home ones.
Yeah, I mean, it does say can't play. It doesn't say like can't enter play.
Yeah.
So you could still like Return of the Jedi stuff.
That's a good point. And it doesn't say they've got to be unique, right?
Right.
So I mean, if you've got this out, they can't put, and they've got like a dead guardian. You know, they can't bring back the guardian.
Yeah. Or that nasty little speeder bike, you know.
What's the wording on the Wolfman? It's put into play, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't have a copy of it. Oh, wait, yeah, I do. No, it's in a deck box. Sorry.
I'm
I'm
pretty
not.
sure it would work around it.
Yeah, I would think like Yoda, you seek Yoda, the Wolfman, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I would even say like the Falcon gets around it.
Yeah.
So it's not like this thing just like locks it out. So
Yeah. It definitely before the FAQ change, it definitely would have helped with the unfinished business.
oh yeah. Well, no, I think
It
I
could have
think
made it less
unfinished
annoying, maybe. I don't know.
I think unfinished business gets around it.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it just puts it back in their hand. I was thinking you couldn't do like shenanigans of pitching things and bringing them back. Like you would have to make your pitches more concise. You know, you couldn't just like throw whatever. But yeah. All
I mean,
right.
I think Lightside's got a lot of tools that are, popular right now that just kind of laugh at this a little bit, to be honest.
That's true. I mean, it's one you'll want to keep locked down, but or
It's
locked down, undamaged.
it is I will say that it is probably a lot better against like smugglers and rebels than it is against Jedi.
I can see that.
Maybe smugglers not. Oh, I mean, all they got is the Falcon, but it seems like the Jedi are kind of just gonna. They'll be inconvenienced by this for maybe a turn, and then they probably just turn it off and go about their business.
Yeah. All right.
So,
Moving on to card number 2.
card number 2.
All right. You just start talking about it as soon as it pops up on your screen.
Still waiting.
And the long dramatic pauses here.
There we go. We got half of Captain Zed.
Now I have no idea who Captain Zed is. You
Me
have any
neither.
idea?
Nope. No clue. According to his game text, he is a strict disciplinarian. Captain Zed embodied the imperial doctrine of rule by fear.
All right. There was a show in the United Kingdom called Captain Zed and the Z Zone,
All right.
but I don't think that's Star Wars.
Yeah, probably not. So we got Captain Zed here. He's showing a nice, decent spread of icons. Black Tactics, White Gun, White Blast. He's also got 3 Force icons. So the question is he elite with those 3 Force icons? And I can only assume he's a Navy officer. So, let's,
Okay, it looks
what?
it looks like his name is Akal Zed, Akal. And I won't say what he was the captain of. You're just gonna have to keep paying attention to the spoiler cast here, maybe.
Yeah, they might have to stalk us to find out.
It says he was a great rival captain of Tanda Prowl, the captain of the Thunderflare.
Ooh,
That's interesting.
So there's some like synergy between those two sets though, which is funny
Yeah,
because it's
so
while undamaged and all.
one of the reasons I wanted to split the cards like this, I thought it'd be a little bit fun. But one of the reasons was to kind of just dissect what you can see at first, right?
Yeah.
And three cost, three force icons on a navy dude makes me pretty happy. But navy already has a lot of these guys. It'd be nice to see some a little higher with the force, maybe.
I mean, we've seen that Navy basically caps out at 3.
It definitely feels that way, doesn't it?
The exception being Vader, obviously.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Navy Vader's a 4.
Yeah, and we don't have our Navy Palpatine yet, which needs to happen someday. It's got to.
I
Whoever
don't
wins,
ever want
whoever,
him to be Navy. I really don't.
whoever wins Worlds next year has to design a Navy Palpatine. They have to do it for the good of the game.
So now these are Tarkin's exact icons from Imperial Entanglements as well.
They're a bit different, but they're close. I mean, they're the same icons, just different colors.
No, they're the exact same.
Are they really? I thought Tarkin had 2 black.
They are the exact same.
I'm digging out Tarkin. Oh, yeah, I stand corrected. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tarkin. The only difference is Tarkin had a resource,
Yeah. Yeah. this
and
guy-
obviously the abilities and what have you.
yes. So should we take a look at the bottom half of Captain Zed, no matter how wrong that just sounded?
Yes. Let's see the bottom half.
I think people are gonna be pleased here.
I think so too. He shores up the weakness of the objective that we discussed.
I don't feel like the objective's all that weak. I like it, but
Well-
did it show up there?
Yeah, I'm not trying to say like the objective is weak, but like as we were discussing, the weakness was that like units can still come out of the discard pile through other means, and now Captain Zed just says, nope, you can't do that. Sorry.
Yes. So
So
the objective might not hit Wolfman, but Captain Zed does.
yes. So you want me to read it?
Yeah, please go right ahead.
All right. So he is elite,
He is.
which is good. And while this unit is ready, cards cannot leave your opponent's discard piles, and he has 3 health. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a pretty solid 3-cost card.
It really is. Like you're definitely gonna want this. He feels like he's great in control, period. But at the same time, he just feels very similar to Tarkin in how Tarkin was very anti a lot of deck types for the light side, and Zed kind of feels the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, Zed does a lot of good things.
Yeah, he is a very good officer, and I hear that Navy likes officers.
I've heard that.
Yeah, yeah. So 60% deck of officer, like good officers right now, right? Like double Thrawn, double Tarkin, double Zed if you want.
It's a lot of officers, but yeah, you got some. You got some really some good amount of control in that deck too. I mean, obviously Tarkin, now Zed. You've got the targeted strike stormtroopers, so you got a little board removal if necessary.
So the chat has brought up an interesting point. So while this unit is ready, cards cannot leave your opponent discard piles, right? So stay on target puts the pilot in as an enhancement. So we'll need some clarification from some rules guys on that one.
But it says cards,
That's true. It
Cannot
doesn't say
leave.
units. You're right. You're right.
so I'm pretty sure anything that says return, excuse me, anything that moves a card from the discard pile, well, not necessarily move, but
No, you're right. You're right. I misread it as units. I'm still not awake at 12 o'clock apparently.
yeah. I mean, this is a pretty good card. This one has more legs against Jedi to me.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of uses for this card to be in play.
As some people have pointed out, Unfinished Business, Wolfman, and the Hyperspace Marauder.
Luke's
are
saber
all
as well.
Luke's lightsaber, Return of the Jedi, It Binds All Things, and definitely I gotta believe it's Stay on Target as well.
No, I think you're absolutely right.
What else? Does anything else return stuff from the discard? Well, Obi-Wan from Balance of the Force.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't use his ability.
So real quick, somebody said, "Does the objective affect both players?" Let's see if
Well,
I
this
can.
objective is undamage each player. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts both players
Each player.
equally.
Yep.
But to be fair for the dark side, though, you're building. If you're playing this deck or this objective, you know what you're in for. So I mean, you're clearly able to build around it. So I
Yeah.
would think it's going to hurt the dark side a lot less than it will, possibly the light side.
Oh, sure.
So,
Well,
but I mean, it is only while it's undamaged. So, hopefully it doesn't hurt for too long.
so far there's some pretty strong synergy between the objective and this unit.
Yes.
They both kind of cover things well.
I'm a huge fan of Zed. Really like Zed.
All right, should we move to card number 3?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Uh-oh. This there's a little bit more information here than what was on Zed. But it's kind of obvious information. So.
Oh, we got a capital ship.
We
had a
do.
capital ship. There it is. It's back.
Okay.
So we got the Stalker,
Ooh.
which I'm guessing is Zed's capital ship.
Yes, yes it is.
So it only has the 2 Force icons, which is a little underwhelming, but got to see the rest of the card before I pass judgment here.
Yeah,
It
and
costs
Zed had
5.
3, so it's a good yin yang kind of thing.
Yeah. He does cost 5. His icons for a 5 cost guy seem a bit underwhelming right now. I'm just going to say right now. Black gun, black blast, and 2 white guns. And of course, vehicle, cap ship, and death squadron. So, I mean, so far, just looking at it, I'm not terribly impressed.
Really, I like it just looking at it. I like 3 guns on almost anything.
Yeah, 3 guns is good, but it costs 5, and right now I think like those 4 icons, half being white for a 5 cost guy is kind of underwhelming.
So you think
Just-
Thunderflare is underwhelming?
Well, but see, I know the whole picture of Thunderflare. Like I'm just judging this based on what I'm seeing right now.
Okay, so you're setting up yourself for the spike that is
Yes.
the rest of this text. Okay.
Yes, yes. I mean, like Thunderflare's fine because you get to move the damage around, and he's got 4 health. Thunderflare's a very good ship.
Sure. Sure.
Just looking at this one, I'm not as impressed right now. Now I'm impressed
Now you're impressed. All right.
because
So
it's got the
5-4,
shielding.
It's a beat stick, just like Thunderflare can be.
Yeah,
But this is a different kind of beat stick.
yeah. I mean, it's got the shielding with the 4 health, so it's got some longevity to it. But it's the ability that really, I think, really makes it better.
Sure.
So while this unit is attacking, it gains a white blast or an edge-enabled blast for each out-of-faction unit in the defending player's discard pile. So each neutral unit in there, it gets a blast. So if your affiliation is smugglers and and you're playing Jedi, each Jedi unit in there gives them a blast. So he can get big as the game goes on.
Yeah, I agree. I like this card a lot. Especially, Zed is already a solid 3/3. So you get 2 solid mains, a decent objective, and a lot of kind of punishing concept for discard piles.
So is this the first set for the dark side where it has like two mains?
No, because Fett had Slave 1.
Oh yeah, the pilots, yes.
Yeah. I think that's the better one. I mean, there was it who's the pilot with the hand of the Emperor or whatever?
Merrick Steele.
Was it Merrick Steel? Yeah. His
Yeah.
set was two pretty solid mains, but this is a little beefier.
Yeah, I would say these two mains are much better than like no disrespect to Pilot Boba and Slave One. I mean I love that Pilot Boba, but I might say these two mains are a little better.
So before we go on to the next card, Cataract Cowboy points out that he feels like you don't want this unit until late game. I actually disagree. I think anytime I can get a 5/4 with three guns on my side of the table and shielding,
And shielding.
yeah,
Yeah.
to me the extra damage is almost like a win more. Like I'm already ahead because of the three damage that I can do plus shielding, and then in the late game it can start punishing you. That seems good.
Yeah, it's all like you said earlier, it's the three guns. Like you really want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially, Dark Side, it's mostly defense. So three guns has typically been that point where we judge units. If they got three guns, they're usually better than a two-gun unit.
Yeah, yeah.
Although thanks to the survivors, we're kind of looking at three-gun units as, like two-gun units last summer, or before survivors came out.
So I also want to point out to you, it's obviously a member of the Death Squadron, and I like how it still feels thematic to Death Squadron. It's got the shielding like the other ones, and it's got potentially a lot of blast icons like the other Death Squadrons, which I
Yeah.
think is kind of cool. Thalix says that he not used to keeping track of how many neutral units my opponent loses. You can always ask. You just say, "Can I see your discard?" or "Can I, look through your discard?" or "How many neutral?" Like it doesn't take as long just to double check real quick.
Yeah, it's just a quick one-time trigger anyway. You just check it when you're attacking with it. It's not like you need it. You need to know it on defense or throughout the game. It's just whenever he's attacking.
Yep. And the Stalker and Zed can both benefit off of the enhancement that's in the Chimera set. I can't remember the enhancement.
The
name.
fleet staging
Yeah, I think that's
ground
right.
or something like that.
Yeah. So
The
that's
zero
good,
cost.
Yep. You've got
Yeah.
two units in one that can benefit off of that. Synergy there as well. And then you've got the Death Squadron objective as well that you can damage to reduce deploy the fleet. You can damage and reduce these guys.
I'm curious why Jarrett wants to know if you can reorder the discard. Hmm. I mean, I know you can. I'm just curious what he's thinking.
That's a good point too. Tractor beam with this guy double blowing up objectives seems good.
Yeah, I hear tractor beams in a couple of good sets now.
All
It's an
right.
Imperial blockade, and it's in with the Chimera.
Who's ready for fourth card in the sets?
I think I'm ready to skip to like number 6, but okay, we can do 4.
Aw.
Well, 6 is my next favorite card.
Oh,
Well, I
okay.
guess the fifth one is pretty good too.
All right. So I'll let you take over as soon as you see that guy.
I think the art on this card is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I like about this card.
I think
Still
it'd be a
waiting
cool
for it.
playmat.
Yeah. I just like that, like the glare or whatever that's called.
Mm-hmm. The lens flare.
Yeah. So we got a 2-cost Storm Commando with 1 Force Icon and 1 Black Blast. With some
Not-
pretty awesome art.
Yeah, not anything too exciting right there, but maybe he can do something.
Got to assume it's a Stormtrooper or a trooper of some kind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but, let's see. What do we got here? Character, Trooper, Reaction. After this unit enters play, discard the top card of a target opponent's deck. So you're paying 2 for a Black Blast and discard. Oh, and when he leaves play,
Mm-hmm.
when this unit leaves play, discard the top card of target opponent's deck. So it's like like the light side had those Ewoks that when they come in, they draw you a card. When they leave, they draw you a card. This
Yep.
guy's kind of like the opposite, but not really, because he's hitting the deck and not somebody's hand.
Yep.
So, and he's got the 1 health to make him die quicker.
And he synergizes with the Stalker and Zed pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, you're hoping to hit a lottery ticket, the lotto with this guy by discarding a main.
I think
But
that's okay though. I think
yeah, I
that's
think yeah, I mean, for what you're getting for 2 is fine.
Yep. Yep. And the chat has discovered you should be able to do some shenanigans with him and Tag.
Yeah.
Overall, if you're going to go a third unit into a Navy set, this is not a bad unit.
Yeah,
To
that's a
have
good
as the
point.
third.
It's a third unit, so it's a good point to be made.
Lots of synergy here. Sometimes some of the sets don't have this strong of synergy, and I like it. I also like that he's a trooper with an officer set and another main within the set. But any last thoughts on this guy here?
No. No.
Yeah, he's not too much to say. Not too much to say.
I mean, he's just a dude you put out there. You want him to die.
He's just a dude.
I mean, if they let him go unopposed, at least there's the 2 blast. So, I mean, that's something.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I would have rather seen a gun, but you can't make this guy too much better because he's already has really pretty potent reactions and interrupts. But
I mean, sometimes you just want a guy with blast,
yeah, yeah. All right,
Are we moving on to number 5?
I think so.
Oh, wait. Went back to... There it is. There it is. So we've got a sector garrison.
It
It's not a
looks-
Navy 1/1.
no, it's just the
It's a neutral.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's still
But
a 1/1.
1/1 is
Yeah, we're used to control rooms when it comes to Navy.
Yes. Yes.
And this guy, I mean, you can tell right off it's not unique, so you should be able to have more than one of them in play.
Yep. I mean, just having a 1/1 for Navy is like uncharted waters. I like the
Yeah.
control rooms, but I like 1/1s better.
I mean, I like 0/1s for Navy personally.
Well, yeah, but that's being greedy. You can't always
Yeah.
have 0/1s.
I love the chat responses. We don't have the text, so there's so many comments that are just wait, don't get too excited. It could have unplayable game text.
Yeah, they're talking about the Dengar one.
Yeah. Everybody remembers the Dimkar one. It's just so bad.
Yeah. I don't think people are going to be upset about this.
I mean, you never know.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I agree. I think this one's pretty good.
Oh, David, discarding the first unit.
I mean, it does do something with the discard pile.
Yeah. So it is limited. Enhance your play area. Action. Focus this enhancement to shuffle a unit from your discard pile back into your deck. So it's a way to get around your own objective. And Zed doesn't hurt you. Zed is one-sided, where the objective is both players. So
See, I think it's something vastly better than a way to get around your own objective. To me, this is because it says shuffle a unit, it doesn't say a random unit, so you get to choose the best
Right.
unit to bring
yeah.
back into your deck. Yeah,
you can use your Palpatine in an edge battle and then just shuffle him back.
yeah,
Those times when you don't have the 6 resources yet is what I'm talking about. Obviously, I don't think you use a Palpatine in an edge battle when you have the 6, but I could be wrong.
yeah. So there's some discussion real quick about the objective. So let's take a look back at cannot do this very well.
It's not unusable while the objective is out, because the objective is you cannot play copies of a unit that's in the discard pile. So this sector garrison still lets you return it.
Yeah, you
It's
can't
Zed.
play copies of unit cards that are in the discard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zed is the one that stops
Zed should
cards
only
from
work
leaving.
with your opponent's discard
Yeah,
piles.
Zed is the opponent.
Yeah.
Can't
So the
move cards
resource
from the
completely
discard.
works. It
Yeah.
is not affected by your cards.
Yes. Pretty solid card. You know, you lose your Devastator or your Stalker or your Zed, and you just go get them back. Well, you don't get them back, but you get to shuffle them back in.
Yeah, and that's just limited to this set. I mean, you lose a Tarkin, you can grab your Tarkin back. You lose a
Yeah.
Thrawn, you can grab a Thrawn back. You lose a Chimera, you can grab a Chimera back. You lose, Emperor's Web, Emperor, you can grab Emperor. I mean, this is, as somebody pointed out in the chat, this is recursion. This is a good thing.
Yeah.
It, I mean, it's still going to be a while maybe before you draw that card. But getting your units, but getting a deck full of your guys that are good that have died throughout the course of the game is never a bad thing.
Right. And it's not like you're just going to use this on, some duty officer or anything like that. So
You said, dude.
I said duty. No, but I mean it's a resource when you need it. It's recursion when you don't need the resource. And I like it. It's solid.
I like it a lot. It is a good card. Yeah. I mean, that's somebody else pointed out too. Like, you could have two of these in play, recurring all of your good guys.
Yeah.
Seems to put you in
And
a good spot.
it definitely helps too. Like it doesn't happen often, but games that go really long and both players start to draw out their deck. If you're returning two cards, a turn with this, maybe you're able to win the, you know, keep yourself from decking. I don't know that it's ever. I've never decked myself. Have you?
I've come close. I've decked
Yeah.
somebody else.
I've never really heard too much about people being decked. So I mean, it's a long shot, but it's something.
Sure.
So last card,
Last card.
search and detain.
I mean, so far we're pretty much 4 for 4 in terms of good cards. And now we've got a 0 drop event. There's no way this could be good, right?
Last I checked, there were 6 cards in a set, and we're on number 6.
That's true.
So are
So
we
we're
4 for
we're
5?
5 for 5. 5 for 5.
Okay, so we're calling the commando good.
I like the commando. I think he will annoy your opponent very well.
Okay. So yeah, 0 cost event. I agree with you. It can't do anything good. Can't possibly be a good card. No way.
I
It
tried
costs
to
0.
write. I tried to write laugh out loud to Boba Fett. He says, "No mission, another good thing." It makes me wonder how many users were sitting there just crossing their fingers, hoping that no mission would be in this set. Especially as we're getting closer, right? I could see that, like, the intent. We should have milked that a little bit more. Is there going to be a mission? All right. So there's really not much we could predict from this art. It costs 0 and it doesn't have Vader, choking someone to death, right? So
Yeah.
we can suspect it's not damage.
Well, it searches and it detains. So maybe that's a clue. Search your opponent's deck for Yoda, tear up the card.
All right, just read it off when you see it on your end.
All right, look at the action. Look at the top 3 cards of an opponent's deck. Discard one of those cards. Place one of them on the bottom of its owner's deck and return the remaining card to the top of its owner's deck.
And then play a
What?
Storm Commando and get rid of the other one.
Yeah. So you get to discard their best card. If you have a Storm Commando, you put the second best card on top, play it, discard it, and then you put the third best card on the bottom. The only way that this card could be better. Well, I don't think it could be better. I think it's really good for free. This is crazy. Yeah, kill Yoda, bury Luke, and give them I am a Jedi. Yes, yes. I think this card has a lot of possibilities.
I agree. I think this one is a fine way to close out a solid, strong set.
Yes. I mean, it's free and it's discarding a card. And it's the top three cards. So you've got a good chance of seeing something good. It's just crazy. It's good. I like this card.
Yeah, I like the whole set. I'm not gonna lie. I think I don't know that Navy needed a whole lot of strong sets post Imperial Entanglements, but I won't turn it down.
Navy cannot get enough good sets. I mean, it's Navy. I'm burnt out on Sith, so although the Sith do get a good set in this pack too, but this is a Navy spoiler discussion. That's
Yes.
another day.
So I think it's strong. You get a solid officer, you get a beat stick of a capital ship, and then you get a bunch of like kind of little mini sub cards that fit the rest of the synergy pretty well.
I mean, it's a 3 unit set with a resource.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that right there is pretty good. And then on top of that, the event just kind of, I mean, just kind of puts it over the top a little bit.
And this can be splashed pretty easily in Sith as well.
Yeah, yeah, without a doubt.
There's nothing here that locks them into a Navy only kind of build.
No, and it
And
gives the Sith some things that they want.
right.
You know, resource units and an ability that can slow down their arch nemesis, the Jedi.
Yeah, and if you play it with Sith Emperor, you can. No, it's only Sith Vince. Darn it,
Yeah,
got
I
ahead
was
of
thinking
myself.
about that today too. I was like, man, if I could keep returning this search and detain, how awesome would that be? Oh, you blow up an objective. Okay, I will search and detain you. Oh, I blow
Yeah,
up one. I will search and detain you. Yeah, it would get pretty crazy pretty fast. I don't think this is an ability that we want in the game that could be used turn after turn after turn. On an
yeah,
event, it's fine because it's one time and it's gone. Maybe twice because obviously you can run two of this set. But this would be scary in a unit.
what I like about this set is, I mean, to be honest, there just wasn't a whole lot within Solo's command that made me get super excited to go out and buy the pack. We bought the pack, put it right into our binders, and I don't think we've touched the cards. This set makes me excited to go buy the pack.
Yeah, this will go. This set's playable in Navy. It's playable in Sith. I like what Tyler's pointing out. The objective with interrogation droids.
Mm-hmm.
You pluck out their Luke or their Yoda, and first turn they're kind of hosed on some options. Seems fun.
It definitely looks good for the game. Good things to add to your arsenal of whatnot. Always nice to see Navy expanding on tropes and ideas that they can mess with. So, fun fact before signing off, it looks like Captain Zed comes from a role playing adventure from 1996, and
Weird.
it does not appear that he was in anything else post that.
So, is he canon or is he Legends?
He's Legends, of course. But they got the art pretty good. It looks just like the guy, according to Wikipedia.
Good old Wikipedia.
All right. Well, anything you've got to say before signing off on the spoilers?
No, just some really good, exciting spoilers. Hope everybody enjoyed them.
Yeah, yeah. I think they're great. It's always nice when the sets are impactful to the game.
Yeah.
And I definitely think this Navy set looks very impactful. All right. So again, this is not a return of the Living Force cast. This is just a special cast right now. We'll be announcing return information at a later point. So unless you've got anything to add here,
No, I'm good.
anything else you want to cover?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Well, that'll do it for our spoiler cast. Hope everybody enjoyed the cast and the spoilers. And keep posted to I guess just the internet to see when we discuss our return or announce our return. Anything else, TGO? Are you good?
I'm good.
All right.